A lot of changes have been going on in Clash of Clans, either for the hero equipments levels or for the balance changes that have been going for the troops, for the hit points, for everything. So we need to figure out which strategies are we going to use, what kind of stuff that we need to practice on, and how to do it perfectly without any problems. So today's video we're going to be explaining one of the most effective strategies in the game, which is the Titan Smash. Actually, we're going to be doing two different strategies for the Titan Smash. The first one, we're going to be using some invisibilities with the RC, and the second one, we're going to be using the Fireball for the Warden. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up before we get into our attacks for today. We're going to have two different attacks for Town Hall 14 and two different attacks for Town Hall 15, and I'm going to be doing another video for Town Hall 16 and 17 soon enough. So without further ado, let's jump in to discover this amazing strategy together. For the first attack, we're going to be using this strategy with the RC, invisibilities, and the Warden Walk on the other side so we can get the funnel for our troops. I'm going to be attacking in the hard mood, so it's not going to be easy, but I want to show you how effective this army is. So please concentrate with me so you can get the whole idea. First of all, you need to pick up the areas that you're going to be targeting with your RC and with your Warden. Actually, for any attack, any smash attacks or anything, the Eagle Artillery is such a good value, and also you have another areas which are like here we have two X-bows, we have one scatter shot, and the Queen is also here. On the other side we also have the same two X-bows, scatter shot, and the RC, and here is the Eagle Artillery on the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here is sending my RC right into the Eagle Artillery, and then I'm going to recall the RC while my Warden is working on this side. It's really important to get rid of this side because I don't want my troops to be going in here, and then I can deploy my Titans to get here. Then my Queen should be able to make a funnel from here. With my Log Launcher I can open up the base, no problem with that, so we can make our troops get inside without any problems. And we're going to be using the King's ability in the middle of the base along with one of my jump spells. You may say I don't really need a jump spell for this attack, that's up to you, but my personal advice is always get a jump spell, because if you need it, it's going to be golden. If you don't need it, you can put it in any side. You can make the cleanup process faster using it, and anyway, you're not going to be in the need for any other spells in this attack if you can do it, as we going to discuss in this video. So let's just jump into the attack to watch what happened in this strategy. Before we do the attack, let's just check out the hero equipments. As you can see, what we got for the king, for the queen. If you have the magic mirror and the healer's puppet, that's also a good choice. And also we have the rage gem for the warden and the eternal tomb. And here for the RC, I'm going to be using the electric boots and the rocket spear. So let's just start the attack. And because we don't have in Town Hall 14 the Spirit Fox, we can start with the Warden, because we don't need to just keep counting the invisibilities. We are going to invis the RC whenever it goes out of the area. As you can see, the RC got the eagle, no problem. We can use another invis here and get some more value, so that's not bad. Okay, she's going to go up to the cannon. I'm going to recall it as soon as she finishes out. And here we go. The warden's working. Everything's good. Come on, warden. We're going to give the warden a chance. And now we are going in with our log launcher. You can see the king is doing fine and the queen is doing fine also. We got our logs, we got the ice golems, and from the other side I deployed my Yeti to make sure that I do the cleanup as soon as possible. I don't want to time fail this attack, especially in the hard mode. That's essential. As you can see, I activated the ability for the warden to save my troops where we are facing some headhunters, a witch and something like that. And the ability for the king can just open up everything with another jump spell right here. Now the RC should be good to go from the other side. You can see that it's working perfectly. I still have the ability for the RC. I'm going to be waiting. Still have one invis and one freeze spell. Let's use the queen's ability. Everything is good. And now one freeze spell. The RC uses the rocket spear. Nothing bad here. Okay, everything's under control. And here's the last invis for the RC. And you can see we still have titans, we still have the healers, the king, and the yetis. Everything is going perfectly fine. And even in the hard mode, which has got some really drastically changes for the hardness or the hardness level that you can play in this game. This is a 3-star. Let's check out another attack with another base before we dive into the second strategy for the Town Hall 14. For the second base, we got this box base, and you know box bases are really common in Town Hall 14 and above, so we're going to discuss how we are going to hit this base. So I'm not going to be explaining in details and wasting more time, just let's focus on the main things here. We can see that the Eagle Artillery is in a section of the base where the army may go right or left, so we need to clear this area and get the right funnel, and also we need to get the warden to clear some of the other buildings to make the correct funnel in front of the RC. So I will be choosing this side of the base with the Eagle Artillery and this side with the scatter shot for the warden. You can use one rage spell to make sure that everything goes as planned, and from this side we can send our log launcher with our army to open up this section and the center of the base with all we got. Okay, so let's start with the warden from the left side. One loon to make sure there's no seeking air mines, and we will send our RC with the first invis. I was expecting to find some Teslas in here, but nothing really was in there, so we are good. Another invis, and I'm going to be very careful with my RC. I don't want to waste every invis because the base is stacked, so we need to be focusing as much as possible, and also make sure not to lure all the CC troops because you have a warden outside. Maybe the warden will face some headhunters, some rocket loons, some super minions, so it's going to be hard, especially that you don't have a poison spell with this strategy. That's going to be hard to do. Anyway, we send our king and queen from the right side, the ice golems along with the titans from the left to pick up the warden, and you can see everything's going as planned. We have one I put in the army one skeleton spell, so I can use it whenever I need. That's a good thing to do actually, because you can use it flexible in any way in the base, and we can see everything is going so fast right now. I'm starting to lose my concentration. The king is has done already his job. The queen and the RC from the right side. I deployed my jump spell in a place where my queen can move in the base freely, no problems. Actually, we didn't really need this jump spell, but having a jump spell is better than not having it and needing it in any place. So we activate also the RC's ability, and the rocket spears are going through the Tesla farm. We got here some cleanup troops from every side, and the attack's perfectly done. You can see we still have 3 Electro Titans. We get in with 3 Electro Titans and we go out with 3 Electro Titans. That's amazing, actually. This attack is fantastic. So let's check out the second strategy, which we're going to be using our fireball for the attack with the warden. Let's do the attacks and see what we've got. For the second strategy, we're going to be using the fireball to make the entrance to our army. And first of all, you always have to choose which is the best area to be targeted by the fireball. Actually, there's a lot of things going on in this base, and as you can see, we have the queen with the scatter and also an expo in this side. The eagle artillery actually doesn't have that much value around it, so I'm going to be sparing it from the fireball. And you can see that we also have expo alongside with multi inferno tower. It's not actually the best value, and also we have the scatter with the RC. There's really not much connection with other essential defenses around it, so obviously the best place to send the fireball is going to be in this area. Actually, I'm not going to be using so much invisibilities in this attack, and I'm not going to be wasting so much time. So actually targeting this air defense right here would be a great so we can get rid of the queen also alongside with the expo and the scatter shot. On the other side, I'm going to be deploying my Eddi and my siege Perex along with the queen before I send my army straight into this area, and we can also put the jump spell so we can get access into this section of the base. Actually, the warden might target the eagle artillery while it's just making the work, so I'm going to be patient with my warden before I send in the army. So let's just take a look to the army and to the attack. I'm not going to be wasting so much time explaining each and everything in detail, especially in this kind of videos where we are going to talk about more than one town hall. So if you are paying attention at the beginning of the video, this thing should be easy for you. I finished clearing this, so we send the fireball along with 2 earthquakes. You can always use 2 earthquakes. It's the best value, actually. You don't have to pay attention to much details. Maybe the builder hut could be repairing the scatter or something like that, so it's safer. As you can see, the warden is targeting right now the eagle artillery, and here comes the last hit. Goodbye artillery. And now we deployed the titans with the king, 2 ice golems. The queen is on the outside of the base making its own way. The jump spell, and here comes the first rage. Okay, we got headhunters, we got a witch, we got ice golem. Nothing serious, actually. We can handle it, no problem. We're going to be using our freeze spell to freeze the single target. The queen gone to the ability, no problem. We're going to be using the RC with 1 headhunter. Everything's good. King's ability is in the right time. You can see we got access also to this side of the base, and the town hall is out. The RC is doing great on the upper side of the base. We still got freeze, we still got one invis, and the RC's ability with some cleanup troops. I'm going to be freezing this warden right here and sending in the headhunter so we can handle it, no problem, it's easy. And the ability for the RC should be great to finish up this base. As you can see, the attack is flawless. It's so good. And even in the hard mode, you are not going to be facing so much trouble if you are using this strategy in the right way for the right base. So now you can have two different strategies to hit different bases. Let's take a look to the next and the last attack for the Town Hall 14 using this strategy with the fireball before we hit into the Town Hall 15 to see what we got right there. So it's a great time actually to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment before we head down there. For the next base, we're going to hit one box base. It's always common, this type of bases for Town Hall 14 and above. So it's easy, it's simple. You got so much things to hit with the fireball. Actually, maybe the Eagle Artillery can be good in here because there's two a single target Invernus with the Queen, but also you got this Scatter, you got this X-Bow, you got this on the other side as well. The CC troops are going to be in the back end of the base if we are attacking from the left side. So I'm going to make it as simple as possible. So I'm going to be targeting this air defense with my fireball with two earthquakes so I can get rid of this area right here. I'm going to be making the funnel from the upper side with my siege barracks and with my queen before I can send in my troops to go inside with the wall breaks and with the jump spell, and the king's ability actually is going to be great in this area. So let's just dive in to see what we've got right here. Always make sure to deploy your healers out of the range of the air defense and anything else that can target that healers, and always it's important to deploy one Kokoloon before you deploy the healers. As you can see, I'm starting already to get the funnel for my troops. I don't want to be late and I don't want to miss out the funnel, so my troops get the exact value and the exact pathing that I wanted them to go in. You can see that I've developed some kind of strategy right here where I can delay the queen as much as possible so it can be going inside with the army, because there's actually not a big value if it went outside, so it's going to be beneficial right here. I deployed my skeleton spell. Actually the queen got targeted with a single target, but it's not a big deal. You can see I deployed my king's ability in the middle of the base, and we've got the CC troops frozen with that freeze spell, and here we go, the RC from the right side right now doing such a great work. We still have that headhunter in case the RC got to face the king alone, so it's going to be great to deploy that right there. We still have one invis and the RC's ability which going to keep us going through the rest of the defenses in the space. It's easy, it's fast, it's always great to know when to use this strategy and how to use it. As you can see in the higher town hall levels, it's not going to be that easy for this strategy and for the fireball, especially if you are playing in the hard mode with the adjustments that have been going on for the fireball range after level 21. It's not going to be beneficial because it's going to get just 5 tiles of range. Anyway, that was the last attack for the Town Hall 14 with the strategy. You can find the army links in the description below, as well as the bases in the description box below. So let's get to the Town Hall 15 and see what we've got right there. For the Town Hall 15, we are going to do the same as we did in the Town Hall 14, but with some minor changes. Actually, we got the haste vial for the RC, which will help us to get most out of the RC without spending as much as we used to in case for the invisibility spell. So we're going to deploy the RC and we're going to deploy the Warden to do a little Warden walk just to get the right funnel for our troops. In this space you can see that we have got some interesting things going on. Actually, I've designed this base, so I took in consideration Actually, I designed this base, so I took some things under consideration, but no base is unbeatable, so we are going to talk about this. We got here some good value in this area, we got here some good value also in this area, if we targeted that, and we have the Eagle alongside with the CC and the Town Hall and the Monolith on the same side and the same line. Also, we got the Minion Prince with the King, we got the Queen and the RC on the wings of the base. So, what I'm going to be doing in this attack is actually simple. I will cut the funnel using my Warden right from here, so I can just get some cleanups for here before I just deploy my RC and use the ability to take care of this side before I go into this side. Just use whatever it takes to get the right value. I can then recall it to deploy it later. And then I'm going to use my Titans to lure the Warden into this area where I will be deploying my main force, my log launcher, King and Queen with the ice golems, and from here you can do some cleanups with the Valkyries. That will be great actually before getting inside the area or the center area where you can use either the King's ability or the jump spell before using the King's ability. That would be up to you. As you can see, the army should go either sides, so you can use the King's ability whenever you feel like it's going to be worth it. Before deploying the RC, you can deploy the RC from this side or you can deploy it from this side. I always recommend deploying the RC from the narrowest part, which has less damage and less things to do, so the RC can do its work without any problems. Anyway, let's dive in and take a look to the attack, how it went and how it works in this type of bases. So as you see, for the abilities, I'm going just to showcase the abilities before we dive into the attack, but actually we're already in. We are going to be using, as I said, the RC, the haste vial with the electro boots. For the Warden, we are using the same equipments as before with the Eternal Tomb and the Rage Gem, and the RC is doing fine. We can just take her out, okay, and we've already activated that poison tower. That would be great. For the King, Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball, and the Queen, you can use the Healer Puppet and the Magic Mirror. That's up to you, no problem. Now we are good. We can use our Electro Titans just in a moment, and don't forget to clean up this area so your army doesn't move on there. Okay, here we go. The Electro Titans, the Ice Golems, along with that Siege Machine, and everything's going as planned. We deployed the skeleton spell in front of the monolith. It's a good area to deploy the skeleton spell, of course, no problem. And here we go with the Warden ability. Actually, I'm trying to protect my healers from seeking air mines. I'm trying to protect my army from getting targeted by the Town Hall, the CC troops. Sometimes you can get some headhunters, so it's always great to deal with that. You can see the center of the base is going and it's like knife cutting butter, So nothing serious going on. Each and everything is under control. We got this jump spell right here to give us access, so the Titan can go through to the X-bow. Okay, and we have the Queen's ability still ready to use. The king is in front of the queen, and you can see that everything's going as planned. No problem with that at all. This base is not that easy. I've designed it so it can defend somehow for such kind of attacks. So it would be good if you can 3-star this base. Yeah, you will have just a few troops, but there's another ways and another attacks, but I wanted to demonstrate because I attacked this base using another strategy on my first channel, and I've told everyone to come and check out the second strategy for this base, so we can just give us 2 points of review. Anyway, that's a 3-star for the Town Hall 15, and this army you can see is linked down in the description box. Let's dive into the next attack and see what we've got for the Town Hall 15. For the next base, we're going to be targeting this kind of bases. We have the monolith in the center. We have 2 single target invernos with 2 poison spells, and the eagle is in the side. Actually, this kind of bases is usually designed to defend against root riders, so it's not going to be a problem for us, but I'm sure that you are going to be curious to know what are we going to do in this kind of cases, especially when you are using some kind of smash attack against this kind of bases. Anyway, I'm going to be as simple as possible. We're going to be targeting or cutting the funnel for our troops using the warden from this side, and obviously for the RC it's always great to take care of the monolith or of the eagle artillery. Especially right here we got 2 bonuses X-bows in the side, so we can get rid of them as well before we send our troops along with our log launcher straight into the town hall with the king, the queen, and everything else, and we can use whatever we got out there. Anyway, let's just jump into the attack because I don't want to waste any more time. And here we go with the warden, and the RC should be coming down right away. You can see I've used the first invis. We have some heavy damage for the RC in this side, but nothing is going to be as much as problem as it was. But be careful, there's something I wanted to talk about but I forgot. You can see my heroes are not maxed out, and actually they are only like for Town Hall 14, level 30 RC, level 61 Warden, 78 for the King, which is actually not even maxed out for the Town Hall 14, and the Queen 81. So you can see that this attack can go flawlessly even if you have non-maxed out heroes. Okay, so we got everything in and going. Let's make sure to activate the Warden's ability in the right spot, especially when you are facing some heavy hitting CC troops with the monolith. You can use the ability for the King, and here comes the jump spell. It was in the right place. We are going to deploy 2 Valkyries along with the Yeti to get some coverage for the RC, so it can do its work without getting hit directly. Everything's good, everything's going as planned. We still have 1 freeze spell. Actually, I'm going to be using my Queen's ability right here. I forgot it. It went into auto ability actually, but that was good because I want to save my last freeze spell in case we needed it. But actually everything's going as planned. We have Yeti, we have Titan, we have the King, the Queen, the Warden, and everything else, and we can go flawlessly into the base. There's nothing left in the base. This attack is actually great, and sometimes it's better than the fireball for some type of bases, but you need to practice it as much as possible, especially if you are going to be attacking in the hard mode. And as you can see, when we are doing some higher town hall levels attacks, I'm not going to be discussing the hard mode because it's on another level. It needs some other stuff, so you need to do it on your own. Actually, I'm not here to teach you how to play in the hard mode. That's your job, not mine. I'm here to give you some headlines for the army, and you can develop it by yourself along with your technique and your experience with it. Okay, let's dive into the other attacks with the Town Hall 15 before we close up and end up this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up before we jump into the next attacks. For the next strategy for the Town Hall 15, we're going to be using the Fireball instead of the RC charge in the first of the attack. And actually, I'm choosing this base for a specific reason, which is it looks like the previous base that we've been hitting with the RC charge. So you can imagine what's going on, and you can just compare what is going on in general. And actually, I did the attack in the opposite direction on my other channel, so you can see the same base getting attacked by the same army, but in a different way for the second channel. Anyway, let's just give us Anyway, let's just take a brief about what's going on and what are we going to be doing right here. We got these air defenses on the outer side of the base. You always need to be careful because you don't want your healers to be getting targeted right in the middle or in the start of the attack on their faces. Anyway, I'm going to be making a funnel, deploying my warden next to this cannon maybe, so I can get my warden to clean up this area before I send my fireball into this builder's hut. Actually, it's going to be good value. I can hit these two single target infernos along with this poison tower, and from the other side I'm going to deploy my queen and my siege machine so they will get rid of these buildings before I get my army to go inside of the base. Okay, I don't want to waste so much time explaining everything because I think everything is really clear after all of this. If you are still watching us, you are a great warrior. Anyway, the warden's doing good, everything's fine, no problem. If you need to deploy one rage spell for the warden, it's not a bad idea. You can do it, no problem, especially if you are getting hit by two expos and maybe a Tesla farm, maybe something like that. So always make the right decision at the right time. I deployed my fireball straight into that builder hut, and I've make the eagle artillery invisible in case I don't want to risk everything. Play safe, better than regretting. Okay. My wall break actually didn't get the walls, but no problem, we still have one. That's why I always take 3 wall breaks at least before I go into the attack. And you can see the queen has made the way to that point, and we can use the king's ability in here to get rid of the walls, and especially this single target should go down any moment. Anyway, we have one jump spell. It's essential for this attack because as you can see, the monolith is on the upper side of the base along with the minion prince and the king, which is such a big deal. I deployed my skeleton spell right next to the monolith and the king and the minion prince. Actually, it's going to be such a good distraction for them. And here comes the freeze spell. The queen is doing great outside of the base, and the RC right now is actually getting rid of everything else. We still have the RC's ability, we still have 2 invisibilities, and you can see how dangerous this attack can be even if you are using low level heroes, so that's going to be a bonus for you. Let's take a look to the last attack for today using this same army composition, and everything will be linked down in the description box below. For the last base, we got this box base, and it's actually a kind of similar to the last one, but it has some other changes. You can see, especially for the pathing for the army, it's not easy, especially in this point, and the army can go anyway actually, so you need to pay attention to what we are going to do. I'm going just to move on and explain everything as I'm going on. I've chose to send my fireball into this area, which can give me a great value actually, and I just wall broke outside of the base from the upper side, where I will be deploying my Yeti and my queen with my siege machine, so I can start doing some funneling for the army. Okay, everything's good. Come on, Warden, we can start right here. These two ice golems and the skeleton spell on the monolith. Here comes the queen and everything's good. We are going in right now. The monolith is under control. That's the best thing for this attack right now, especially when you got your troops coming close to that point. Okay, everything's good. One jump spell on the eagle, and we can also reach the CC troops. We can reach the CC itself. That's great, and I will be sending my wall break actually in a minute for my queen and my Pekkas to get them from the outside of the base. The king's ability was in the perfect position. We get rid out of all of the walls inside of the base and the center. The RC is coming from the upper side also, right by the queen side. Everything is good, but we still need to focus because we have 4 defending heroes in this side, alongside with the rage tower and each and every giant bomb maybe, and the seeking airmine is just in this area. I still have my headhunters. I'm not going to be deploying them before I make sure that they are not going to be targeted by the defenses, especially if you have a cannon or something like that. So it's always best to wait for your headhunters to deploy them in the right area and in the right place. And as you can see, the base is history, and always make sure to deploy your clean up troops in the right time, because you don't want to time fail this kind of attacks, especially if you are playing in the hard mode. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I would appreciate if you like this video to give us the thumbs up, and the subscribe button would be great, and leave us a comment if you want. I will be happy and glad to answer all your comments. Make sure to follow us on the Instagram, where you can ask your questions and message me anytime, and I will see you in the next video.